No, this was with the town, at town meeting.
No, I got it.
Not with him. So town meeting, you understand, everybody in town, we just voted this past town meeting to discontinue a road.
No,
So it happens.
Yes, sir, I understand, but I'm talking about if there was an agreement, alleged agreement. First of all, I got to tell you, I doubt the accuracy of that being a viable, genuine, legalistic agreement. But if it was, and he didn't comply with it, then there is no agreement. You know what I'm saying? If you and I make an agreement and you don't keep your end of the bargain, you don't get the benefit from it.
The benefit of the agreement would be...
Unfortunately, there wasn't a time limit put on it.
Yeah.
So
No, he doesn't even live there anymore, right?
I think he does, Kim. I don't know.
No, I don't think he does. I don't think that person even lives. I think he's totally abandoned it, especially if he bought it at a foreclosure sale. He probably bought it at a foreclosure and sold it.
But we did meet several times, and I know the surveyor. The surveyor does my work. I did ask. I have not heard anything. So it's been a year, and the reason for the
Michael, we can't do anything tonight.
No, I know that.
Okay.
I know that.
Yes, sir. My only point was, sir, is that I don't think that this person, this mythical person at the end of the road, controls whether or not an inherent danger can be fixed or not. I really don't think.
We have all kinds of inherent dangers in town.
Not like this, though.
Oh, believe me.
I honestly never in my life have seen a flooded street remain flooded, and we're talking a lot more than 2 or 3 days, Mike.
Yeah,
really.
well, it used to be 2 or 3 days. It's getting worse.
It's like 10 days now, and that's assuming there's no rain.
It does. You get
Every time it rains, though, it creates
on the road.
Yeah, please. Yeah, it's right on the road.
It keeps sinking.
Yeah.
It's getting worse every year.
So I would invite, if I may,
if you want,
any of you to please just drive over there on rainy days. You get time. I know you got a lot more to do than that.
I think what we need to do, Mike, is look at, see if there's some alternatives, some short term that can take care of some of the issues. And if you still need to go forward with the engineering, it's going to take time to do that.
I don't have the funds in the budget to go ahead. I don't have it.
Well, we understand.
But I don't have it.
We don't have it.
But they can be authorized otherwise.
No, they can't be.
These guys have to authorize extra money.
Let me just...
No. The way it works, just so you know, okay, you'd have to have a bona fide emergency that would threaten life and limb, so to speak. It would have to go through the budget committee here in town. Then we'd have to get authorization from the Department of Revenue up in New Hampshire. So we're not anywhere near that at this point in time. And I can appreciate you bought this house 3 weeks ago, 3 months ago, and now you're finding out that it's not quite what you thought you bought. I understand your frustration here.
The house isn't the issue, though, sir.
But it is. But it is. If you had checked into it, you would have found that there were these problems before you bought the house. So at this point in time, all I can tell you is this. We need to do a little more research here to find out exactly what we can do and when we can do it. And I appreciate you coming in.
Edwards Mill,
But give us a couple.
Let me just say this.
A few weeks.
All right, I will.
Yeah.
I will. But
See what we can do.
and what Mike wanted to do was have it go down this way.
the law,
I am a lawyer.
that's fine. And
I am a practicing attorney.
I am too.
And I'm very familiar with New Hampshire law.
Yes, sir.
And I dare you to find something that you're going to throw something at us right now. So be careful.
I don't know why you're. I'm not intending to be that way.
Okay. Then let's take that off the table.
Take what off the table?
Take off the lawyer hats off the table.
I already did that.
Okay.
I did that right away when I sat down.
No, not when you come back here saying, well, we have life and limb and all this other crap. I'm sorry, you've got a problem here. We can't do things.
Yeah, we don't. Let's just all count to 10.
It's not.
We can't jump through these hoops as fast as you
no,
want
I
us
can,
to.
and you know that. But I'll do what I can to try. But I don't know where I'm going to send this water. I just have.
Hey, that's the key thing.
I mean, if you want, I'll bring the town engineer in, and we'll get some big plan going. And I'm going to spend thousands of dollars.
No, you're not going to do that until we figure out where the money's going to come from.
Well, okay.
We need to find out what we have for authorization. We need to find out exactly what we have available here. Sir, I appreciate your situation, but there's other people in town we run into the same problem with. You're not alone.
Well, I haven't seen any other flooded lake in the middle of the road other than I've driven all over
Come
the
up to
town.
Candia Road, please.
Yeah, we have another one on Wasson Pond Road. I mean, we've got a lot of roads here. We're actually making applications. We have a big problem down here on Cole Road. We're trying to make applications for federal funding here. So I appreciate your situation, and I don't mean to get into a heated debate with you, but there's nothing that we can do as a board here without authorization to get the money from some spot. We don't have at this point. We're at the end of our fiscal year right now, coming up on June 30th. Okay, we start a new fiscal year for the 1st of July, but we don't have any plans for this kind of stuff that we can do for you at the moment. And hopefully,
what we can do, and we don't want to make light of what your situation is there at all, and your other neighbors. It's just not you. I understand that, but we need a little time to look into, see what we can do.
Yeah, I mean, I've gotten people.
Is it flooded now?
No, it's all gone.
So,
it's gone. It finally left after about 2 weeks.
I've had people come out and just say, when are we getting the road fixed? And I've said to everybody, I get so many people ask me that, when's my road getting done?
Well,
and I tell them, as soon as we can fit it in and we get funding. But I mean, that's just how it is here, Kim. I mean, I don't.
There is a prioritization system that has been put on to these things, and it may be that I don't know where this is on the prioritization system and the list, but maybe we need to reevaluate.
is there any any reason, just one minor point, the road is also in terrible condition itself. The road itself is. So you can fix that, right? Immediately.
I could probably patch it.
Not if you're going to put new drainage and tear it up in a
Don't have
few.
to tear it all up
Yeah.
again.
Okay.
So that people would frown about me spending $50,000 on asphalt to do a Band-Aid and then tear it up in a couple of years.
Just give us some time here.
Give us a couple of weeks.
To
Give
look
me
at
a
and
couple
see
of
what can be
weeks.
done. See if there are funds.
Reach out to the town and give me about 3 weeks. Reach back out to the town. You've left your number.
Yeah, I'm fine.
With us. You know the system, you know the forms to fill out, and I responded rather quickly to you when you called.
You did.
I was there that day.
You were.
And so we do provide service.
And the impression I got when I talked to you was that if I appeared here, that would be a genuine move that would lead to a more pleasing conclusion.
Not
It's still
necessarily.
May. It's still May. Don't.
May I say something?
I might
You
discount
have to
it.
get these guys involved to
May I
do
say
something like
something?
that.
Yes, Steph.
I've been sitting on this board, and I'm not trying to give. I've been sitting on this board over 20 years. I was formerly beforehand on the planning board. I've lived in the town 40 years. Honestly, and I'm not. I wrote in my. Why is this the first time I've ever heard of that problem? And that was one of the first developments. So what he is saying, and what they're saying, and what bothers me out of it, why didn't any, and I'm not saying you're wrong by coming up here, why didn't any of your neighbors ever say anything? I didn't know anything about it. It's not like Carkin is the road that I want to travel down,
Right.
okay, all the time. And in fact, because it's a small subdivision.
Right.
I never heard. I have never, I'm literally shocked that this is occurring. And if I had known this was occurring when this other gentleman approached us about getting rid of this cul-de-sac, I voted against it to begin with because I agreed with what Mike said, but I would have stood up and said, how the hell are you going to get rid of a cul-de-sac when half the road is underwater?
That's right.
So my point to you is, and I'm not meaning we will handle it, okay? But this is the first time I've heard about this at all in 42 years that I've lived here.
Well, Mike had told me, and you correct me if I'm mistaken.
No, please.
Because this is significant. I understood you to tell me that I think you said for 16 years ago, the money for this project was indeed made available, but something happened to the money from your predecessor. Remember that? You told me your predecessor.
No.
Yes.
We had a lot of money. We spent a lot of money on roads prior to myself. But then for 10 years, we got very little money to fix roads. So we're way behind. And the town just did not appropriate funds for 10 years?
I thought you gave me the figure of $2 million that disappeared.
didn't disappear. $2 million was spent on road work.
Yeah, it didn't disappear. It was done without any of the authorization of the people that sat here.
Okay.
It's a very, as Mr. D'Angelo was saying, it's a very unique situation when you have an elected official, okay, and they're doing something versus what the board may necessarily want. And we had $2 million put into a road that I can tell you now is worse than anything I've seen. And